listening to Strange Shit Happens.
From the great American Pacific Northwest, greetings and welcome, my friends, to this week's edition of Strange Shit Happens. In the news, I'm Sean Wharton. This week, we're tracking mystery in all forms. Some flying, some feline, and some, frankly, kind of biblical. We've got the Pentagon still scratching its collective head over bizarre drone swarms above military bases, a haunting late-night doorbell ringer in India sparking comparisons to folklore, and the CIA's declassified remote viewing session that may or may not confirm the Ark of the Covenant is real and fiercely guarded. Add in a missing cat reunited with its owner after several years, and a Goodwill painting that turned out to be worth a lot more than it was purchased for. Proof that truth isn't just out there, it's maybe hiding in a thrift store or under your bed. Now, before we get to the news, don't forget to like or subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on, or pass this podcast on to spread the word about our show. You can also follow us on X at strange_happens. We post news throughout the week, so follow us to stay on top of the latest there. And we're always looking for stories from you, paranormal or otherwise. So visit us at www.strangeshithappens.com. That's strangeshithappens.com, and click the report an event button right there on the main page map. You can report your event, whether it's a UFO sighting or some other strange occurrence, right there on the website. You can also leave us an audio message in your submission. It's built right there into the form, so whether you want to talk or type, you've got the option. So again, save it to your bookmarks, visit strangeshithappens.com, and give us a holler. And with that, let's get right into the news. Well, it ain't over yet, kids. Start off with some national security weirdness this week, where drones, or something, continued to defy explanation above America's most sensitive military sites. Despite advanced radar systems, electronic jamming tools, and a few Air Force generals who definitely didn't sign up for this, I assure you, the Pentagon remains, in their own words, mystified. These aren't your neighbor's Best Buy quadcopters. These objects hover for hours, fly in eerie formations, move against the wind, and in some cases, follow police officers home. Reports have poured in from warships, nuclear facilities, and farmland, where witnesses describe everything from grid patterns to massive motherships flanked by dozens of smaller drones. One sheriff even said that they looked like hot tubs in the sky. No one's ruling out espionage, but no one can confirm what these craft are either. Even with congressional briefings, swarming maneuvers, and the occasional flyby near power stations, the mystery remains fully intact. Are we being surveilled, studied, pranked on by interstellar at an interstellar level? Well, the Pentagon isn't saying, mostly because they seem to have no idea what's going on. But the message seems clear. Whoever's flying these things is bold, technically advanced, and oddly fond of farm country. In an era where unidentified anomalous phenomenon, otherwise known as UAPs now, are no longer the stuff of grainy VHS tapes and tinfoil hats, the U.S. government's top UFO official, Dr. John Kozlowski, is leading a data-driven charge into the unknown. As director of Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, otherwise known as ARROW, Kozlowski isn't here to confirm your alien abduction theories, but he's not dismissing them either. Since taking the reins in 2024, Kozlowski has leaned into transparency and scientific rigor, pushing for better data collection, partnerships with research institutions, and AI-powered analysis of UAP reports. His team is even deploying a multi-sensor surveillance network dubbed Gremlin, which so far has tracked some strange, though not extraterrestrial, stuff in real time. While Kozlowski remains skeptical of little green visitors, he admits there are still a few puzzling sightings in ARROW's files. Some defy easy explanation, lacking transponders, behaving oddly, or just zipping around without regard for conventional aerodynamics or physics, or polite airspace etiquette, for that matter. Ultimately, his goal isn't to prove aliens exist, it's to improve national security by better understanding whatever is up there. But with more data, fewer stigmas, and just enough mystery, Kozlowski says he's open to anything, really, even extraterrestrials. Residents in Rajamandi and Sona Gardens areas of Gwalior, India, are on edge after CCTV footage surfaced of a mysterious woman ringing doorbells in the dead of night and vanishing into the shadows. Clad in a traditional salwar kameez and face obscured by a long dupatta, the figure has become a viral sensation, prompting comparisons to urban legends. Locals report that the woman ignores attempts to speak with her and continues calmly from house to house. Footage also shows cattle and stray dogs reacting bizarrely in her presence, bolting at her approach as if they sensed something is just off. No formal complaints have been filed, but authorities have increased nighttime patrols and are monitoring the situation, presumably with one hand on a flashlight and the other ready to dial their moms. Or something. I don't know, help, if needed. Police say this isn't the first time the city has experienced such strange late-night wanderers. In a prior case, a woman claimed she was simply looking for someone's house. This time, the silence, eerie timing, and animal reactions have raised more eyebrows than answers. Is it a prank, a troubled soul, or something else entirely? Well, one thing's certain. Ringing doorbells after midnight with your face hidden is a guaranteed way to get your neighborhood talking on Nextdoor. That's for sure. I know that as a fact. Don't ask how. Well, this one's really interesting. A recently resurfaced CIA document, originally declassified in 2000, claims the agency attempted to locate the Ark of the Covenant using remote viewing. Yes, the psychic kind. According to the document, a remote viewer identified only as number 32 described a gold, wood, and silver coffin-like object hidden underground in a Middle Eastern location surrounded by mosque domes, Arabic-speaking men in white clothing, and, oh yes, supernatural entities guarding it. The session, conducted in December 1988, concluded that the object cannot be opened until the time is deemed correct, and that anyone attempting to tamper with it without authorization would be destroyed by the container's protectors through the use of a power unbeknownst to us. So maybe think twice before planning your DIY holy relic heist. Just be careful. That's all. It's a little warning. The container, believed to be the biblical ark, was described as having ceremonial and spiritual significance, holding lessons and knowledge far beyond what we know now. And yes, the document includes sketches of seraphim, or burning fire, and what looks suspiciously like mummified guardians. Because if you're going to physically locate one of the most legendary religious artifacts of all time, I guess you might as well commit to the lure. We're definitely going to keep an eye on this one. This might actually be my favorite story of the week. After vanishing without a trace in 2017, a cat named Julio has finally returned home, 7 years and 4 months later, proving that not all who wander are lost, just exceptionally sneaky. The Windsor-Essex County Humane Society in Ontario said the long-lost feline was recently brought in as a stray. Staff scanned him for a microchip, expecting very little, but were stunned to find he'd been reported missing nearly a decade ago. Despite a wide-ranging search and public notices at the time, Julio had seemingly just disappeared into the ether. His owner, understandably stunned, told the shelter, "I had given up hope. Hearing that he was alive and found yesterday was unbelievable. Well, I'm still in shock." Now back home, Julio has settled in like he never left, basking in cuddles and relaxing to the dulcet tones of cat music. As for his secret life on the streets, well, Julio isn't talking, but his reappearance is a reminder to never give up and to always check for a microchip. And finally, in Dayton, Ohio, what started as a casual post-dinner stroll through a Goodwill store ended with a rare art discovery that could make any flea market regular weep with envy. Marissa Alcorn and her fiancé were just browsing when a beat-up frame on a cart caught her eye. The painting inside? Awful, she said, but the price at $2.99, that is $2.99, was just too good to pass up. Well, back at the car, Something about the frame tugged at her curiosity. A small plaque revealed the name Johann Berthelsen, a respected American impressionist whose works can fetch thousands. A quick search confirmed it might be more than garage sale decor. Quote, "My first thought was, this isn't real," Alcorn said. "It's probably just a fake." She took the piece to a Facebook art group where the internet sleuths and residents encouraged her to get it authenticated. That led her to Cincinnati's Casa Sykes auction house, where experts confirmed it, an original titled Chapel, St. Patrick's Church. It later sold for $2,875, over 950 times the original purchase price. Alcorn says the money will help pay for her upcoming wedding. As for her thrift store luck, well, it's probably a once-in-a-lifetime thing, she said. Well, maybe. But if you hear wedding bells at Goodwill, now you'll know why. Well, that's it. That's all I've got for this week. Don't forget to reach out if you see something unusual in the sky or someplace else, or if you have an interesting story to tell. You can reach us at strangeshithappens.com. Please like or subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on, or pass this podcast on to spread the word about our little show here. We always appreciate that. And until next time, keep your eyes to the sky and know that here on Earth and in the universe, we are not alone. For Strange Shit Happens in the News, I'm Sean Wharton.